You're listening to the Casting for Fun podcast, the show that talks about entertainment, sports, music, and inspirational stories for all to enjoy. We're glad that you could join us today. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Now, here is your host, Albert Pineda.
Welcome to a special Friday episode of the Casting for Fun podcast. I am your host, Albert Pineda. This week's second episode for the week is for Friday, June the 14th, 2024. So I hope everyone had an awesome week. If you got the Hot Fuzz Killers track-by-track review episode from a few days ago with Nathan Cross, I hope you enjoyed it. So I want to throw in a special bonus episode this week because I love chatting with my daughter Avery. Today, the day I'm recording this, which is technically on the 13th, Thursday the 13th, was Avery's last day of school. So she's officially done with first grade. So I want to make it an annual thing, just like I had done the previous year when she finished kindergarten. I had Avery back on the show to talk about her experience in first grade, her experience playing softball, all the fun things we did over the past year. So it's a fun conversation for me and to hang on to the recording for posterity purposes so that we can remember on the fun things that Avery has done. And as she continues to grow and develop as a young woman, it's going to be really fun for me to see her grow up that way as a father. So Avery will be back on. But again, my conversation with Avery is a little on the shorter side. And again, I try and aim for the sweet spot of being at least a half hour long for my episodes. Half hour to about 45 minutes to an hour or so. I won't go that long, obviously, for this special episode of the podcast, but I do want to add on a few additional talking points. So I'm definitely going to put on a timestamp as to when the conversation with Avery begins. So those who want to hear just Avery, my conversation with her, and Liam, who joins me for the first time on the podcast, you'll be able to look up the timestamp as to when that actually starts. But before we get to my conversation with Avery, I want to go ahead and just share some recent news. A ton of music news I want to share with you, which is really cool and exciting because I want to share a lot of the new music I've been listening to. Excuse me. Before I get to that, though, I do want to acknowledge the passing of longtime basketball great Jerry West. Jerry West just passed away peacefully a few days ago in his home in Los Angeles. So his impact on the game was tremendous. Me as a younger fan of the NBA and of the Lakers, I mean, technically he wasn't GM anymore when I really became a fan. Mitch Kupchak had already taken over as a GM. But I want to insert this audio clip from ESPN where the broadcasters just when the news broke, they were covering it extensively on ESPN and imagine on all media outlets. So this particular broadcasters talking about the various accomplishments of Jerry West, his contributions to the game itself. It's just fascinating to learn what kind of person he was. And again, I can't speak to knowing him super well because again, I became a fan after he had left the Lakers organization. But here we go. Listen to this insert of this audio clip from ESPN talking about the kind of man that Jerry West was.
We have enormous breaking news this morning. We're not going to deal with a trivia question or anything like that. We have incredibly important news, and I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, but one of the greatest figures in the history of American sports, one of the greatest players, and one of the most important people in the history of basketball in this or any country has died. Jerry West has died at the age of 86. It was announced by the Los Angeles Clippers that he's been working for today. West, where do you begin to describe a person's career? It has been argued, and I would argue it loudly, that there aren't a handful of people who had more significant careers in basketball than Jerry West did. First, as a player, one of the greatest collegiate players ever, an Olympian, one of the greatest NBA players ever. Of course, he is the logo, the silhouette that you see every single time you see the NBA logo. That is a silhouette of Jerry West. He was one of the great players of all time, scoring points in enormous numbers at a time where there were no three-point shots in basketball, leading the Lakers to 9 NBA finals in his 13 seasons, winning just once. But interestingly, to this day, still the only person ever to be named the MVP of a finals that his team lost. He finished his playing career as one of the greatest players ever. He was on the 50 greatest players list, and that certainly isn't even beginning to do him justice. He's in the handful of greatest players that ever touched a basketball in their lives. He then went on to a brief but successful career in coaching and then an enormous career as an executive, particularly running the Los Angeles Lakers. His acquisitions included James Worthy, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, hiring Phil Jackson as their coach. I don't think it's overstating it to say basketball as we know it today has been shaped by Jerry West about as much as it has been by any other person that ever lived, and that is with the exclusion of no one.
Yeah, so that's really tremendous stuff. I mean, it's quite the man. Definitely meant a lot to the Lakers organization. Everyone who loves the game of basketball has a debt of gratitude to owe to Jerry West, among many other players as well. But yeah, learning about his life is really fascinating. And in fact, maybe in the future, I might sit down with some friends who know him better than I do, know his life story, and we can actually talk about it. So that'd be really fun to do. In the meantime, let me go ahead and dive into some music. I'm really excited to share several audio clips of musical songs that I've been listening to recently. The year of 2024 has been kind of a drought to this point. Like, you know, I like the Black Keys' new album, Ohio Players. Other than that, there hasn't been a whole lot to be excited about, but that's about to change very, very shortly. So let's go ahead and dive into some new music. First and foremost, I want to dive into the new 311 song, You're Gonna Get It, from their yet to be titled 14th album. Yet to be titled. I don't think it has a title yet. I had to double check with some of my buddies, and I looked online. I didn't see an official title just yet for this new 311 album. I could be mistaken, but here's a little bit of their new song, You're Gonna Get It.
Rolling too fast, 200 on the dash. Tell me what you do, is it bad? Could have been worse, end up in a hearse. Talking to nobody, somebody's will. End up getting grilled, temporary fix, now you're living with the guilt. Feel it over and over, looking over your shoulder. You're gonna get it. Might as well admit it, 'cause you know you're gonna get it.
So that You're Gonna Get It from 311's yet to be titled 14th album. Really excited. I don't know when the new album's going to drop. I've been hearing rumors that it possibly is going to be this summer. I would imagine it's going to be soon. A good friend of the show, Marcelo Ambriz, who knows the band very well, he suggested to me that the release would be imminent. What exactly, how short is imminent? We'll have to just wait and see, but probably pretty soon. So as soon as I hear, I'll let you guys know. For those who've been listening to the podcast, particularly the episodes focusing on 311, you know that me and my buddies, we haven't necessarily been super excited about new 311 music. Like, in fact, I mean, the last three albums of Stereolithic, Mosaic, and Voyager, I didn't think were that special and great. I mean, there's a handful of songs that I thought were really good, but it was kind of hard to differentiate those albums from, like, you know, the classic albums that we love from the 90s and early 2000s. But that being said, I'm actually really excited for this new album because of this song. I think it's actually really cool. It's almost in a way kind of rejuvenated my interest in the band. So when the new album comes, whether it's really good, decent, or just kind of meh, it can't be, man, it's 311. I definitely want to sit down with good friends of the show, Marcelo, Nick, and Derek, to go over that album when it eventually releases. So stay tuned for that. But that's just the tip of that's just a little bit. There's so much more to go over as far as new music is concerned. So I want to throw in a clip now from the band Foster the People. This is their new song, Lost in Space, that's going to be on their new album, Paradise State of Mind, that's going to be released this August on the 16th. So here's a little bit of Foster the People, Lost in Space.
Fantasies that keep me in my bed and awake at night. And I'm lost. I'm lost in space. Turning through the sky around a screaming ball of fire. Love, I kissed you. A warm embrace.
There we go. So that's some new music from Foster the People, Lost in Space. Disco style song. So yeah, as mentioned previously on another episode, the No Doubt episode that I did with Allison, disco isn't my favorite, but I love Foster the People. I think they're a really cool, awesome, catchy band. So I'm excited that that we're getting some new music from them. This is only going to be their 4th studio album total. To me, it feels like they've done more, but yeah, it's been a while, not since 2017. Have they released a new album? And actually, going back to 311, they haven't released a new album since 2019. So for both these bands, it's been a while. So it's actually going to be cool to get some new music from 311 and from Foster the People. Another song that I've been listening to frequently recently is Sublime and Stick Figure with inserted vocals from Bradley Noel. Song's called Feel Like That. Sublime features Bradley's son Jacob taking over as the lead vocalist for the bands, and they sound really cool. I don't know if anybody checked out the performance from Coachella. It was streamed on YouTube, and I got to see it myself streaming it on YouTube, and it was really, really great. So here's this new song that features inserted singing vocals from Bradley Noel. It's called Feel Like That.
And the next episode, call me on the telephone, ask me if I know this. The sky is running dry, got the herbs at the shoulders. How come I supply? Don't remind, just record.
There we go. So that is Feel Like That from Sublime and Stick Figure. I'm excited to hear new music with Jacob Noel taking over the lead vocals responsibilities for the band. We'll have to wait and see when that's going to come out. I haven't heard anything. They just released that song a few weeks ago. So stay tuned for the show. And of course, if anybody hears anything about Sublime, please let me know. But yeah, I'm really digging that song. It's a really cool summertime vibe song. Next up, this is a band called Humanists. I'd never heard of them before, but apparently they've done some collaborations in the past with Dave Gahan of Depeche Mode. So this is a song they did called Brother that features Dave Gahan on vocals. So check this out. This song is really great, I feel.
Little brother, there's no coming back. I'm always by your side.
So my understanding is Dave Gahan's been very much involved with other musical projects outside of Depeche Mode. He's done his own solo stuff. He's done collaborations with other artists, even artists like this band called Humanists, who I've never heard of before. I guess this is a musical side project from a gentleman by the name of Rob Marshall, who I believe is friends with Dave Gahan. I love like the slow build up to a really cool sounding rock song. And I think it has a really cool message. Apparently, the two men, Dave Gahan and Rob Marshall, have a mutual friend who recently passed away. And the song Brother is dedicated to this friend. So it's got some deep meaning to it. And it's a really cool sounding song. So it's great to hear more stuff from Dave Gahan anytime, for sure. Next up, I want to touch on the new song from the band Offspring. This song is called Make It All Right, and it's from their new album Supercharged, which is scheduled to be released this October on the 11th. And actually, I apologize for going back to Humanists. Their new album is going to be released on July 26th, featuring that song by Dave Gahan. So I'll take a listen for that. I'm actually interested in hearing more. We'll see if the other songs sound just as good, even if Dave Gahan's not on vocals. But anyways, getting back to Offspring. So yeah, new single for them, Make It All Right, from their new album Supercharged. Give this song a listen.
Show me the way, never obey. Give me bright clouds.
Offspring's kind of interesting too. Like, to be honest, I haven't really been too invested in their newer material. The last album they released that I really liked quite a bit would have been the Splinter album back in 2003, so like 21 years ago. But this song sounds pretty cool. It's a cool sounding song, and you know what I'm always intrigued about with Offspring's latest offerings is that they usually do a re-recorded version of one of their classic songs. So for the Days Go By, was that the name of the album or was that a song? But an album they did, I want to say back in 2012, they re-recorded one of their deep cut songs, Dirty Magic. And then in their most recent album, which came out, I think 2 years ago, Let the Bad Times Roll, that one featured a stripped down piano only version of their song Gone Away from the Ixnay on the Hombre album. That's a really awesome, beautiful song. The way when they strip it down just to piano. And I got to hear Dexter Holland perform that in concert when they opened for 311 several years ago. So yeah, I'm really excited to see if they do any special treats like that. Maybe this new Offspring album will also feature a re-recorded classic Offspring song. We'll see. I mean, it's not a guarantee that they'll do it, but it has kind of been the norm for recent Offspring albums. Okay, so next up, we're not done yet. Two more songs I want to share with you guys. Totally Moi. I don't know if you guys have heard of this really cool indie rock band. It's a musical project by a guy named Chaz Bear, who goes by the stage name of Totally Moi. The song is called Tuesday, and it's from his new album called Whole Earth, which is supposed to be released on September 6th. So let's give Tuesday a listen here.
I've been up since Tuesday, and I haven't even had a chance to say we're both humming along to some modern love song from mainstream radio. In a monologue, both locked in, singing about some celebrity breakup, just like a romance scene from a movie, fairy tales that end in tragedy.
So I got into Totally Moi like about maybe a little over 10 years ago, about 11 years ago, through like recommendations through Google Music, which was cool. When I started streaming my music as opposed to using iPods, it came up with one of my recommendations based on my musical preferences to listen to this artist, Totally Moi. And I really loved that album. Anything in Return was a really great album. He's been recording consistently since, but I don't think he's done anything quite as good as that album. That wasn't his first album, but it was definitely a really great one. Anyways, this new song Tuesday sounds really cool. He kind of like pioneered the sound that's been coined chill wave. So it's a really cool indie rock vibe to it, and it's got some other musical styles thrown in. This new album supposedly is going to feature Benjamin Gittard, from Def Cab for Cutie, so I'm really interested in hearing his collaborations with Totally Moi. That should be a pretty interesting album. I think it'll be pretty cool to check that one out. And last but not least, Lit. If you guys remember Lit, they don't have a new album out just now. I mean, they just did a new album a few years ago, but they did a cover of a Kelly Clarkson song called Breakaway, which actually I enjoyed quite a bit. I heard the song first, and then later found out that it was a Kelly Clarkson song. So here, there's a little bit of their cover of the song Breakaway.
In a small town, when the rain would fall down, I'd just stare out my window, dreaming of what could be. And if I'd end up happy, I would pray, trying hard to reach out. When I tried to speak out, felt like no one could hear.
So my understanding is Kelly Clarkson has done covers of lots of cool bands on her talk show. Like I think I remember hearing a clip or seeing a clip of her perform Enjoy the Silence by Depeche Mode. So that's really cool. That's a good choice of a song, Kelly. And I believe she also did a Lit song as well, the My Own Worst Enemy song. So I think as a thank you to her, Lit decided to cover one of her songs, which is kind of cool. So again, I'm not familiar with Kelly Clarkson's music, but it was this is a cool song. I like it. It was pretty good, pretty decent. And it's good to hear from Lit. I mean, it's one of those bands you don't really think about too much. But yeah, so there's lots of music that I've been checking out over the past month. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed these clips that I've inserted. And if there's anything you guys are excited about as far as new music is concerned, reach out to me and let me know. Because again, I always love chatting music on the podcast. So yeah, thank you for indulging me, letting me get to share some things that have been on my mind. So stay tuned now for my conversation with Avery Pineda, my daughter Avery, as we go over her successful first grade year and dive into what the future may hold for second grade. Hello, my kiddos. Hello, Avery and Liam. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good to hear you. How are you? How was your day, Liam?
Was it not working?
What did you do today, buddy?
Was it not working?
Oh, I think it's working, but can you tell me what you did today?
Yeah.
What did you do? Did you go to the airport?
Yeah.
Did you see airplanes?
Yesterday.
And what did you do? What else did you do? Did you go swimming?
Yeah.
Can you say I went swimming?
I ran swimming.
Oh, you're such a good swimmer, huh?
Liam,
Okay.
can you say my name is Liam Pineda?
No.
Come
No?
on, I want to hear your name.
Can you say my
No.
name is Liam Pineda?
No.
No.
Oh, he forgot. How, Daddy?
Did you forget?
Say Liam Pineda.
Say Liam Pineda.
Oh, okay, Liam can't keep going unless he says Liam Pineda.
Can you say it?
Banana.
Liam hasn't quite gotten to say Pineda yet, so he'll say banana instead. But it's really cute. Soon you'll say your name, huh? Is that funny? Okay. Okay. Well, we're looking forward to a really fun summer, huh, Liam?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Okay. Say goodnight to the listeners.
Good night.
So for the longest time, we've been looking to have Liam on the podcast, right? So it was really a fun treat to have him on, huh? Yeah, now I get to have Avery on for the second time on the show. Avery, how are you doing tonight?
Good.
Awesome. I'm going to make this a regular thing. Get to talk to you after you finish school and talk about how the school year was, because it's so much fun for me to see you grow as a young woman, as a girl, and hear about all the fun things you did. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Very cool. So Avery, again, you're like I said, we're gonna make this an annual thing. You just finished first grade. Now you're gonna move on to second grade, huh? So I wanted to ask you a lot of questions about how the past year was since the last time you've been on the podcast. So first, let's start with how first grade was. Starting first with your teacher, Mrs. Lewis. Can you tell me about Mrs. Lewis?
She's kind.
She's kind, yeah. And all teachers love something, huh? They have like a favorite sport, favorite movie, favorite something or another. Every teacher loves something. What does Mrs. Lewis like?
She likes USC.
Yeah, she likes the Trojans, huh? Do you wear your Trojan t-shirt to school sometimes?
Yeah.
And was she happy when she saw it?
Yeah.
Awesome. So Mrs. Lewis was a wonderful first grade teacher for Avery, and she's retiring, huh? Yeah, we're sad to see her retire, but she's had many, many wonderful years as being an awesome teacher. So she'll move on to spend lots of time with her grandkids, and it'll be really fun for her, huh? What was one of the best things you learned from Mrs. Lewis this year? Do you remember the most?
Subtraction and math.
Yeah, you got so good at math, huh? You're such a pro at it. You learned all the tricks, all the things that you can do to be good at math. So I'm really proud of you for your efforts, Avery. Yeah. What were some of your favorite activities you did in first grade, whether it was a field trip or anything that happened? Can you think of anything? Let me think of a couple highlights for me that I thought were really fun. So we got to go to the sawmill here in Upland, huh?
No.
Yeah, we did.
Sawdust factory.
Sawdust factory. That's what you call it. I'm sorry, not the sawmill.
Sawdust factory.
What did you do at the sawdust factory? Can you tell my listeners?
I made something for my mom.
You did. Yeah. What did you make for her?
A flower.
A flower for Mother's Day, huh? And it was really cool. You got to paint it, and I got to be a parent volunteer, so I got to see you and all your friends make the flowers. You'll cut it out of actually wood, which was really, really cool, and see you paint it. That was a really fun field trip, and but it was fun. It was really fun. You know, another fun activity that I really enjoyed, that I got to be a parent volunteer, or actually just get to watch you, was when you had swimming day at the YMCA. Do you remember that?
Oh, why?
Yeah. Can you tell me about that?
I went 3 times or 2.
You went twice, I think. Yeah.
I went 2 times at the YMCA.
Yeah, so you got to go swimming during the school day, which is so crazy. I never got to do anything like that when I was in school. Was that fun for you?
Yeah.
Awesome. Was there anything else that you really enjoyed about first grade? No, that's okay. That's fine. Okay, so let's
The
go.
monkey bars. The monkey bars.
Oh, the monkey bars. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
really good at swinging on the monkey bars, so that was quite the accomplishment, huh? Okay, very cool. So now we're in summer break, so it's going to be a really fun summer of fun activities. But I want to ask you more about some of the other things you did during the fall or during the school year. So you got to play softball again for your third year playing softball.
Oh, number
And
1 team.
yeah, who was the name of your team? What was the name of your team?
Wildcats.
Wildcats, awesome. And did you have a lot of fun playing with the Wildcats?
Yeah.
Tell me about what it was like. Who was your coach and your teammates, and what did you do playing softball?
My coach was Coach James.
Mm-hmm.
My coach is Coach James, and
Who are some of your teammates? Can you remember them? Dylan was one of your teammates. Yeah. Who else?
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie, who we know very well. Yeah, Mackenzie was on your team again. Ari, yeah, Ari was on your team. Caden. Addie was on your team. Jackie.
I can't think. I know.
Oh, I know. It's been over a month, almost a month and a half since you last seen those girls. But yeah, your team was so much fun. It was so great to watch you bond with them and have so much fun. Oh, okay, we'll get to that. Don't worry. Okay, so but tell me a little bit more about softball. How did the Wildcats do this year?
Good.
They did really good, huh? How many games did you win? A lot, huh?
I don't know how many.
That's okay because it's easy to lose track because during the regular season you only lost one game.
No. Yeah, I lost one and then tied one.
You lost one, tied one, then you were just on a winning streak. The Wildcats were just unstoppable. It was so much fun. Do you have a favorite game or a favorite memory from softball?
I like my last game.
Your last game, that was the one I was going to say too. So it was actually a playoff game.
Yeah.
You guys were playing the Huskies, right? I think it was the Huskies or Rebels. One of the Rebels or Huskies.
I think it was Rebels.
Yeah, they're a really good team. And actually, one of the girls on the Rebels was the girl you knew from summer school last year, Bella, right?
Wait, no. Is the Rebels the football team?
I think so. But it was the game I'm thinking of, Avery, was when the one I was thinking of is it was a playoff game. It was really exciting because this particular game it had to end in a winner. There couldn't be a tie because the team that won got to move on. And I remember you did so well. You hit the ball off the coach. You ran all around through the bases. You were on third base
after Jackie.
Oh yeah. And then actually there was a Bella who was a girl that you knew from summer school last year.
And there was a bigger kid.
She was chasing after you. She was the third base player. Bella was. She had the ball. She was chasing you. She was so fast, but you outran her. That was so exciting for me. Mommy and me were screaming, "Go, Avery, go!" You could hear Mommy on the recording because she recorded it.
Can it record me to run to first base?
Yeah. That was so much fun. It was a really exciting game, and you won it. And it was so happy to see you win. I know last year it was tough because you lost a lot of games, but this year you got to see how fun it is to win. And I think it was a good learning.
Soccer, I lost every game.
Yeah, soccer was a little tough for you, huh?
Yeah,
but,
I don't like soccer.
But with softball, you got to see winning and losing, right? So it was still fun. Whether you're winning or losing, you still had so much fun playing, huh? Mm-hmm. Awesome. Can you tell me a little bit more about your coaches, Coach James and your other coaches? What did you like about them and how they helped you?
I would like something about my last year's coach.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. What do you want to say?
For my last year's coach, I like how Coach Bill bring games every game except for the last one.
Oh, he brought like candy and treats, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that at last year's podcast.
Yeah.
But how about Coach James and the rest of the coach for the Wildcats? What did you like about them and how did they help you?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember? Did they teach you neat things about how to play softball?
Not really.
Well, I forget his name, but one of your coaches told you how to hit, right?
Coach, I don't know.
Yeah, I apologize that I can't remember his name, but he was working on you with hitting. And actually, Coach James noticed it. Remember, you guys went to the batting cages?
Coach Summer.
Yeah, and Coach Summer, like the coaches helped you practice your swinging techniques. So you can get better at hitting. and we went to batting cages in the beginning of the season back in February when it was raining a lot.
About Big Bear.
But we'll get to that. Don't worry. I just want to talk a little bit more about softball. And they told us, hey, Avery's been improving the most. That you are such a good hitter. Do you remember
I
that?
wasn't even practicing.
You weren't, but I mean, you were doing so good in hitting because you were listening to the coaches. So that's a very important lesson I want you to learn, Avery, that listen to your coaches, listen to what they teach you and try and help you with. And I promise you, you'll become a better player when you do that. Can you do that for Daddy?
Yeah.
Good job. Okay, cool. So softball was a lot of fun. Can you tell me about Girl Scouts? Well, what was your favorite thing about Girl Scouts?
When I sold cookies at the what is it called?
Oh, at the supermarket. We sold cookies.
Yeah.
Remember that? At the Stater Brothers.
Yeah, stay with us.
That was a lot of fun, huh? And who was the number one cookie seller in your troop?
I don't know. Oh, me.
Yeah, you did you forget?
Yeah.
You were such a good seller and you did
Mommy helped me
yeah,
the most.
yeah, mommy helped you quite a bit, but you got really good and comfortable at selling. In fact, I got to volunteer with you when you went to Stater Brothers to sell, and you did such a good job talking to people and getting them to buy cookies from you.
I should have complimented them for that.
No, you did a little bit. You were very friendly and polite, and you always said thank you and please, and you said thank you to those who said no, I'm not interested in buying cookies. So you were a great salesman or great saleswoman, as it were, Avery.
I'm mad.
Yeah, no, so yeah, Girl Scouts was so much fun. You did so many fun activities, and it was fun for me and Mommy to see you develop a good friendship with the girls from Girl Scouts. So a lot of those girls are girls that we know from Pepper Tree and from softball and things like that. So it was a really fun experience for me. Okay. Avery, come back. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to a topic that I know you really want to talk. Let's talk about some of your favorite trips we did as a family this past year. Can you tell me about what was your favorite trip that we did?
Bear.
Big Bear, of course, it was
That's
Big
the
Bear.
only one I remember.
That's okay. So what did you like about Big Bear this time? Because we went to Big Bear before, so this
I
time.
liked the door game where we went to one door at the zombie person. I like that game.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah. So we came up with a lot of fun activities and things like that to do while we were in the cabin. We didn't get any snow this year, huh? Last time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Last time we did it.
Yeah, we didn't.
Last time, after that year, we got some.
The year before, you're right. We did get a little bit of snow. So Mommy is probably going to try and plan it out that if we, so I hope that we can go to Big Bear again. But we'll try and maybe do it when snow. We'll see what we can do. We'll try and do something fun. We're gonna make it a fun summer for you, sweetheart. I promise.
What about Liam?
Liam too. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about some of your favorite things. So, what was your favorite book? You got to read so many books this year.
Elephant and Piggy.
Elephant and Piggy, written by who? Do you remember his name?
No.
Mo Willems, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's your favorite author, one of your favorite authors. In fact, he came highly recommended by my good friend Peter Hauge way back in episode 5, I want to say. No, episode 6 of the podcast. But of course, Peter's been on many times since then. But yeah, Mo Willems is a really entertaining, fun writer. What do you like about the piggy and elephant story?
I like the slop one.
The slop one? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that was really fun, huh? And another thing I wanted to bring up is that you developed a strong taste for music, just like me and your mommy, right? You got to use music for your batting song, right?
I want to play a song I love.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll put it later for you.
Okay.
Okay. So you got to play. What was your batting song for softball? Because all the girls got to choose a song that they wanted to have. What?
I don't remember.
Was it a Taylor Swift song?
I think it was.
Yeah, it was a Taylor Swift song.
Oh,
But
I remember.
what was it?
The me song.
The Me song. Yeah. But there's other songs that you like too, right? What were some of the other songs that you like because of
Are
softball?
you ready for it?
Are you ready for it? Who sings that one? Do you remember?
Taylor Swift.
Oh, Taylor's. Oh, that's the one you wanted. But I think when another girl had picked it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How about the I Can Make Your Hands Clap? The Fits in the Tantrums. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Hand clap. Yeah, you like that song quite a bit. Was there another song that you like?
Not really.
Not really. Oh, that's okay. But as you get older, you're going to develop your musical taste, and I think you're going to like a lot of the same things that me and Mommy like, which is really fun for us to see. So awesome. Very cool. Okay, so did you have some questions for me, Avery?
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie from that I've seen recently?
Yeah.
Let me think. That's a really good question. Recently, what's the best thing that I've seen? I haven't seen as many new movies as I should. I probably would pick Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. That's the most recent one that I've seen, like new movies. But yeah. So that would probably be my pick for now. I'll put it into the podcast for you. Yeah. So going back to music, our topic about music, Avery got into playing piano. We got her a piano. Or actually, rather, I should say Santa Claus got you a piano, right? Yeah, Santa Claus was very kind and generous to you and got you a piano. And we built it recently, and you've been playing and practicing, huh?
Yeah.
What song did you learn to play?
I don't know, but
It's Just Can't Get Enough by Depeche Mode, right? Yeah.
Can I play it?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, Avery has been practicing piano, and I actually helped to teach her how to play the beginning piano keys for the song Just Can't Get Enough by Depeche Mode. And Avery wants to do an improv concert right now, live on the podcast. So take it away, Avery. Good job, Avery. Well done indeed. So, and mommy and daddy are very excited for you to pick up new hobbies, such as playing piano. I think you're going to get really good at it because you're already an awesome swimmer. In fact, let's talk about swimming for a little bit. So, how are you doing now in your swimming classes at Aqua Talks?
I'm on level 6.
Level 6, yeah. So
There's only 8 levels.
You're doing so well. So proud of your hard work and efforts. You're so comfortable in the water. So yeah, we're very proud of how hard you're working, and yeah, you're doing really great in swimming. Very cool. Did you have any other questions for me, sweetheart?
Yeah, but I wanted it in my notebook and I can't find that.
Oh, that's okay. If you remember, we can talk about it some more later. Okay. That sound good? Okay. Well, Avery, thank you for joining me on the Casting for Fun podcast. It's always great to catch up with you. And I'm sure my listeners, particularly family, are very excited to hear about how you're doing. And we're looking forward to a really awesome, fun summer with you, where we're going to do lots of really cool things this summer. That sound good?
Yeah.
And then you'll start second grade at Pepper Tree. Very excited for that. August 26th. I have to double check on the date. Yeah, it's at the end of August. You'll start again. So we're looking forward to a really fun summer. Okay, say bye to listeners.
Goodbye.
Thank you, everybody. You've been listening to the Casting for Fun podcast, and thank you for joining this year's conversation with me.